Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to Kellyanne Cares, a one-of-a-kind show created to motivate, stimulate, educate, and inspire you, personally and professionally. Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm an entrepreneur, patient advocate, content creator, and author. You may know me from the Everything is Messy book, brand, and podcast. But what you may not know is how hard I had to work to get me to where I am today. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And in this season, I'm more driven and extremely passionate about my purpose, to help you save the time, money, and energy it takes to be happier and get healthier with your mind, body, business, and life. Tune in every week to hear raw, unfiltered conversations from myself and my incredible guests as we discuss trending topics, share stories of resilience, and chat about all things health, wealth, healing, and wellness. Whether you're here to listen, learn, or laugh, I promise to bring awareness and add more value to your day. Take this time to relax and recharge. Listen, life is short. Invest in yourself. Be loud, be different, be you, and most importantly, enjoy the ride. Buckle up, because today's podcast experience starts now. One more thing, sharing is caring. I would love your thoughts on today's episode. Head on over to Apple Podcasts to rate, review, and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. Want to continue the conversation? Let's connect online. You can find me at kellyanngorman.com, and all my social links are in the show notes. Now let's get into today's show. Hello. Welcome back to a brand new episode. Today's show is going to be a little bit more personal, and I found out some information a couple weeks ago, and it just kind of smacked me across the face and kind of had me down for a number of days. And I knew I wanted to share this with you, because if I can help one other person going through something like this, that's why I'm here. And I just needed time to process, because it's when you plan out your life, or you have goals and dreams and they just don't happen because you're not putting in the work, that's one thing. But if you have plans for something else and then it kind of just gets taken away from you, not by choice, it's hard to process, I think. And so I needed some time to process, and let's just dive into it. So, very long story short, I have been getting my thyroid tested lately. I do have Hashimoto's. I've had it for years, but my thyroid was out of whack. My hair is coming out. That gives me like major anxiety and PTSD, like from my chemo days. So I'm like, I think something's wrong with my thyroid or my hormones or something. Like, I'm a female, I'm 45, I could be premenopausal. I'm talking to my clients that are older, and they're saying, yeah, those are signs and symptoms. So anyway, I go to my doctor, I get my hormones tested, and we're testing like vitamins and hormones, like all the panels, right? And I'm making sure. And that also gives me major anxiety, because I'm like, is something wrong with me? Like, I came back to Vegas to heal, and to this chapter of this like crazy 6-year health saga, like all this stuff, right? So now I'm like going through it again. I'm like, what is going on? So anyway, turns out my thyroid's back to normal, as it should, like with Hashimoto's, because I got put on a higher dose for thyroid meds. And that, of course, can lead to hair loss and like other things, because the med dose is high. So I tried to do the holistic route over the summer. I'd say spring, summer, with the Brazil nuts, and I cold turkey stopped my thyroid meds. And although I wish that could have worked out for me, it did not. And my thyroid was like 5 times the level of what it should have been. So that just didn't work out. So I had to go back on my meds. And when you go back on them, you're like nauseous and you're tired. And I had to work my way back up to a higher dose that I've ever been on, just so that it can, equal out. And then again, like, if that has symptoms, like, you're always on a drug because of a drug. Like, it's just never ending, right? It's like the most annoying thing. So anyway, I get all my labs back, and we have a meeting, and I'm talking to my doctor, and I realized first reading the labs. And when I went through all my med mal cases, I dissected lab reports like nobody's business. Like, I can tell you everything on there. And I saw something about eggs, like postmenopausal egg. And I'm like, wait, what? And so we're going over my hormones and all of that is fine. And I realized that I can no longer get pregnant. And although I wasn't thinking about it at the moment, like it was always like still there. Like I've already gone through the adoption process. I got certified in California. That lapsed, so I have to redo that again, and I'm in Nevada now, so I don't even know how that works. I think it's still foster to adopt, but right now I wanted to focus this whole past year, as I did, on healing and closing that chapter of that health saga, being misdiagnosed and all of that. Like I know I'm back in Vegas for a reason, and I know it was to rest and heal and just close that chapter. Part of writing my book was healing as well, and I needed to do that to help others, but also help myself. So I'm like, wait, so I can't get pregnant? And last year I could get pregnant, but now I can't get pregnant? Like, how does that happen? Like, I was just so shocked. And at first it was just words, like I wasn't comprehending it. And then I really sat down and I was like, I can't get pregnant. So I was like really upset. And it kind of took a toll on me. And then I kind of got a little depressed. And then my anxiety kicked in. And then I got sad again. And I went through like all the cycles. Because what if I wanted to? I just can't. That's not an option. So obviously, I know that there's so many other options. IVF is not an option for me. But, fostering and adoption, I've already gone through all of that. But it's just that you hearing that and you had no idea that would ever be a thing. I don't even know how to explain it. Like I was just really sad. And I was talking to my best friend and I was like, I have bad eggs. And her kids they're like, you don't even like eggs, so at least I have them around and they like made me laugh. But it was just something I really had to sit and reflect on and like just journal out like how I was really feeling. Because I feel like that will be my biggest regret in life. And then I'm like, well, maybe it's because I won't have to pass down like all this family trauma. And I don't know, like I was just thinking all these things. So that's what happened. And so in order to move past that and feel good again in my mind and my body, which is very important, is I just had to go outside, go for more walks, just like honestly reflect, listen to books, which I'll get into, which a book I really needed to hear the last week. It's so crazy how you choose the book or you choose the podcast or you're scrolling through content and it's like it smacks you across the face like this is what I need to see or hear today. It's just crazy. So that's my health news. So that's what happened. And I feel better. Like I know I'm going to have a family one day and there's so many ways that you can have families. It's just I wasn't expecting that news. And I always thought that could be an option, even though I didn't know if I wanted to do that, but you know what I'm saying. So I journaled it out. I went for walks. I cried my eyes out. I had some wine. I made delicious comfort food, and I'm moving past it. I'm healing. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's like putting the tools together that I need in order to heal. I've had to do this since 2016, so I'm pretty good at it. Sound baths. I've been doing longer sound baths. That's like my go-to therapeutic tool. And meditating and honestly like walking and sweating and just like listening to music and journaling and sometimes even binging something on Netflix. It's just what I'm in the mood for and what's going to honestly make me feel better in that moment. I can't keep looking ahead. Like I need to be here. I need to be there. I just need to take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time. And I'm going to share a little bit more on that in a minute, but I am a perfectionist. And I am the most organized person on the planet. I pride myself in being like this. I've always been like this. But when it comes to like my PTSD, I kind of lean towards the more like OCD. Like I feel like I'm going to die and everything has to be perfect because if I die, then, things will be set up for my friends. And like, that's just like the thoughts that go through my head. And that's what PTSD for me is like. And it was triggering a lot of those things. And then I got sick. So I'm just getting over a cold, which is why I'm finally recording for you. I could not record all last week. I was so annoyed. And I know I've recorded a lot of shows where I strained my vocal cords and I had bronchitis. But honestly, like I just felt like absolute shit. So like, why should I have you listen to that? You know, like the whole purpose of the show is to like be uplifting and positive, and it just wasn't there for me. So why do that? You know, why push yourself? So here I am recording. I'm actually sitting in the garage, and it's October 2nd. It's officially fall. I have the windows open, the AC is off, and I have the washing machine on, the dishwasher on, and there's kids screaming at a house around the corner, and you could hear all of that. So I was like, let me just come into the garage. So speaking of recording in garages, I actually finally secured a podcast studio here in Las Vegas. I have the next month booked out. So this Friday, I'm going to focus on changing a lot of things with this show, which I cannot wait to share with you. And then the following 3 weeks, I'm going to be recording with guests finally. And I have over 200, I think I'm almost at 300 applicants, which I really need to start going through. And then I have a list of guests that I'm pitching and others that have still pitched me on a separate list. So there's a lot to do with this podcast. And I'm developing shows for clients at the same time. And I've been doing a lot of writing and recording and producing and designing. And it's just like so much, and I need a designated space where I know I can block out time to record with guests. And I've been wanting to do this for months, and I finally nailed it down. And I actually have 2 studios. So one is going to be for content, and one is going to be for recording and filming. Well, the content one, I can record, film, and all of that. Like, I can do everything there. But I needed a designated like podcast studio to record specifically with guests. So I'm really excited that I finally nailed that down, because now I can bring you guys better stories with others and better conversations, and it's not just me. And I needed a year off from recording with guests, because it really does take a lot of time, money, and energy in order to do that. And I didn't have that. I didn't have the time to find a studio. I didn't have the money to invest, and I definitely didn't have the energy, because I needed to heal from all of the trauma that I've recently gone through over the last couple of years. So now I'm back, I'm feeling good, and I'm just excited to share incredible stories of others with you, and these conversations I'm gonna have with these amazing individuals that are about to be on the show. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for a new show, a new vibe, a new energy. And, you know, we're 6 years now, a little bit over 6 years of podcasting. So I really wanted to switch things up and make it more time efficient and just make it an overall better show for you. And there's no rules in podcasting. I say this all the time, especially to my clients. There should be no rules in anything. Like, I've done so many shows about business and niching down, and you shouldn't have to niche down. If you're good at multiple things and you're a multi-passionate entrepreneur like myself, like, go do you and be your best self and help others in multiple areas. As long as you're organized and you have a way to do all of that, I think that that's the best possible way that you can work. You just got to find your own way that's good for you to work. You know what I mean? So going back to the book, so I got an Audible credit, and I was like, oh, perfect. And the podcast, this show is available on Audible, and I used to listen to audiobooks every week on my walks, and I stopped doing that. And so now that it's fall and it's so nice, like, I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning and it was like 50 something degrees. How insane is that? Excuse me, I got a cough. Probably should have gotten my cough drops. But by the way, I went to CVS the other day. They were like $7 change. How is that even possible? I found some on clearance and they were sugar-free, and that's really what I wanted. So I'm excited about that. I even did an Instagram story because I have all my CVS coupons, so I actually made money buying them. I'm like a legit couponer, but like only at CVS. So anyway, going back to Audible, I wanted to start listening to audiobooks on my walk. So I listened to Reinvent Yourself by Mel Robbins, and it was like she was speaking to me. Remember earlier where I just said, like, you know, you're seeing content or you're reading a book or hearing a podcast or whatever. It's like, you're speaking to me. Like, Mel Robbins was literally speaking to me. And she was going over this story about The Rock and how he's reinvented himself so many times and how she was like obsessed with him. And like, obviously we all are. And he's so good at everything he does, right? And I'm like, that's one thing I always put like so much pressure on myself is like, okay, I went from being a pro makeup artist and working on cruise ships and yachts and traveling the world. Then I went into luxury travel. Then I got sick. Then I couldn't do that. Then I'm like, okay, well, if I have all this business information, like why wouldn't I do a business and LinkedIn program and start coaching on that? And that's what I did. And then I launched the podcast. And then because I launched the podcast, I started developing shows for other people because they wanted to know how I just did that. And then that turned into becoming a writer. And then I wrote a book. And now I'm designing sites and writing for clients and revamping their LinkedIn profiles because I did that for years. And now I'm developing even more podcasts for my clients because I have a very good referral system. And almost all my clients come from their friends or family. Like it's just all referrals. And I've had this affiliate program since 2017 because I was getting so many referrals. I'm like, how can I say thank you? And I'm really good at what I do. And if you can say that, then I'm so proud of you because I know that you are busting your ass and you just really love what you do. And I believe the same. I bust my ass. I am obsessed with the work that I get to do each and every day because one, I get to fucking wake up. And there's many days where I didn't think I was going to get to wake up. And because I do get to wake up, I get to control my entire day. I get to control who I see, what I listen to, what I do, what I write, what I create, who I work with. I've had to fire a couple clients over the last couple of years, and that's just insane. I've walked away from brand deals that didn't feel good, and that's the best feeling. Like, as much as you need the money, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're causing yourself more trauma and more negative energy to be in your world. Like, just walk away. I'm telling you, walk away. The money will always come. If you are putting out good energy and good work, you will always get it back in return. Good clients, good money, and more in your bank account. Anyway, I'm going to do a whole show about credit and investing and money mindset and all of that like in the next couple of months because I've been playing around with some different things. So once I am done with them and I see results, then I'm going to share more on a show. And during the pandemic, I actually did a show on how to improve your credit. So if you go to kellyannecares.com and just go to the search bar, type in that subject, like improving credit, something like that, and it'll pop up for you. That's the best way to search a topic, by the way. If you are trying to find episodes for how to launch a podcast or how to leverage your LinkedIn or anything LinkedIn or podcasting, I've done hundreds of episodes on them. So just type that in the search bar. That's the easiest way for you to binge all the content. But I wanted to share that Mel Robbins book because reinvent your life, like it's literally what I'm doing. And I put myself in this, not a box, but I don't know, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I always have. And obviously I have been to a therapist about that and along with a million other things. But I just really needed to hear that book. And I was like, I am good at what I do. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to rebrand. And I preach this all the time, but then I give myself like the hardest time. I'm like, why do I do that? So I'm not going to do that anymore. And now that it's fall, like I can go for walks in the afternoon and not have to put SPF 150 on and sweat my ass off. And, you know, it's just the timing, or wake up at like 4:30 to walk early, you know, like it's just a crisp. There's something about the fall. Like I'm already in pumpkin spice mode with my coffee. I'm actually over it, to be honest with you, because I'm already feeling the eggnog vibes over here. But it's fall. Like the weather is crisp. The AC is off. It's like a new school year. You know, it's like the first day of school, October 1st. That's what it feels like to me. And yesterday, obviously, was October 1st, and it was the 3-year anniversary of releasing my book, Everything is Messy. I released the ebook on October 1st and the paperback on November 1st. And never in my life did I think that I'd be able to call myself an author or write a goddamn book. Like, thank God for Gabby Bernstein. I invested in her masterclass, and that's how I found out the tools, the techniques, and everything I needed to know about publishing, self-publishing, writing, and developing, and anything book related. I learned from her class. And if you're interested in that, I think that she does it a couple times a year, but her and her team were phenomenal. And I never would have been able to write a book if it wasn't for investing in that team to teach me how to do it. I'm telling you that, hands down, like there's just no way. But I really took time to reflect yesterday on my walk. I walked for a little bit over an hour, and I just wanted to give myself like a pat on the back. And I don't really do that a lot, but I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I wrote a book. Like, are my sales where I thought that they would be? No. But I've helped a lot of people by writing those chapters. I've even helped myself writing it. Like, it was a very therapeutic process for me. And what originally started off as, not a novel, but like a book about my life, I ended that, started a new one to become a cookbook. It was going to be the chemical-free cookbook. And then I've told this story a million times. And then when I was writing the recipes, it reminded me of times in my life, specifically going through chemo when I was sick and misdiagnosed and all that fun stuff. I had these stories pour out of me, and I wrote 10 chapters in 1 week, sitting watching surfers on the beach in the sand. That is where I wrote my book. And then after that came creation of recipes, and after that was trial and error, which ones are going to go into the book. So that's why it's a 2-in-1. It's 10 chapters of personal growth and development, along with 20 delicious, healthy recipes. So I did 4 breakfast, 4 lunch, 4 dinner, 4 savory sides, and 4 sweet snacks. And there's no other books like that. And that's just what I wanted to create, because that's something else I put a lot of my pressure on myself with, is the book. Who the hell is going to buy this? Should I make it 2 books? I'm right now working on my second book, and it's definitely going to just be one specific topic. It's going to be a cookbook, and it's going to be gut healing recipes and more holistic mindset and work. And it's kind of going to be another 2-in-1, but more focused on the food. Definitely more on the food. Cooking is so therapeutic to me, and I just have so many recipes. If I could have a cooking show and just do that full time, I would be so happy. But then I'd be no, I want to develop podcasts and write. I'm a Gemini. I mean, you can never please us, but we're always looking for the next best thing. And cooking, as I said, is very therapeutic to me, but also I've just been doing it my entire life, and I enjoy it, and I love creating delicious, healthy recipes. But my focus right now is gut health and feeling really good and eating the rainbow. And I've been eating meat every single day for the last 3 weeks. And the other night, I just did not feel good. I thought I needed my appendix out. Something was up. And I'm of course, going to Google, I know better. Why would I do that to myself? But I don't know. I thought I needed emergency surgery. Again, this is what PTSD is like. I don't know. And I was I think I'm just eating too much meat. But that goes back to the hormone issue I was having. I'm why do I want meat every day when I was a vegan? I don't understand. It's the craziest thing. And I'm having red meat. I'm not having pork, but I'm having chicken and turkey. And I even had steak the other day. I was what is going on? I wake up and I fiend for it. I'm I need meat. It's the weirdest feeling. So that's, again, why I got my deficiency test and all that. And it's normal. So I guess it's just premenopausal or hormones, or I don't know. But my routine every morning, so I prepped my smoothies, I prepped some roasted veggies. I have to have stuff made. I have got to have stuff made. If I don't, then I'm going to want snacks. So I made some quinoa, some lemon and dill quinoa. I made roasted veggies. So I did parsnips and sweet potato and celery and onion and garlic and green beans and Brussels sprouts. Eat the rainbow. It's in the glass casserole. I prepped it. Cooked it, prepped it. Quinoa, I told you I made my smoothies that are pumpkin avocado, full of protein. I finally got my vegan vanilla protein from Sprouts because I was I just need more protein. So I have my smoothie and then I have an avocado toast. I just need all the protein, and then I go for my walk. And I'm satisfied. I just need that. And then I need to eat a lot more greens and vegetables because I'm feeding for it. Because I started eating bread and pasta and not the good kind of pasta and I don't know, because I was sad and I was depressed. So I was eating not so great things, and I can just tell my body. So I'm back on track. I had to prep all my greens. And so I did that. And my recipe for my smoothie, I'll post it on my TikTok this week, but I did wild blueberries and cranberries and dark cherries and pumpkin and avocado and the vanilla protein. And I think I threw some ginger and turmeric in there. It's very different, but it's everything that I need. because I was juicing and it's not enough. That's why I think I wanted like meat in the morning, because I wanted like more protein, and I don't want to eat meat. I want like more veggies. So that's the thing. Like, you just have to listen to your body, especially when it comes to like hormones. And if you're in your 30s and 40s, and you have to really pay attention to signs and things that are happening and like what you're craving, and just make like delicious, healthy versions of it. And if you are stuck, like, just send me a DM somewhere and I'll give you like some recipe options. That's like literally my favorite thing to do, especially when it comes to leftovers. That's literally how I created my veggie burger recipes. And I have like 20 something different versions of them. And I also have a batch of those ready to go. So instead of a meatball sub, I'll have veggie sliders, and they're so, so good. And you know what else I made? I made garbanzo beans, and I meant to roast them, like leave them out, but I ended up just like sauteing them with olive oil and herbs. So I have that as a protein. So really what I want to do is have the roasted veggies, the quinoa and the garbanzo, like over some arugula. So I have a jam-packed, nutrient-filled salad. Just in case you want to know what I'll be eating this week, that's that. But I think it's important to share like how I'm feeling, because if you're having hormone issues, this is what it feels like. And so you just have to like dig deep and really like pay attention to like what am I really craving? And for me, it was my green veggies and more protein. So I'm getting that from the avocado, my almond butter, things like that, because I just want to lay off the meat. I'm going to try really hard this entire week, like Monday through Friday, not to have any meat, and see like how I feel. So it's Monday. I'll keep you posted. But I also wanted to talk to you about a couple other things. I have a brand new live coaching event happening Sunday, October 15th, and it's going to be from 12 to 2 Pacific Standard Time, and it's called Jump. And I created this because I was talking with a client. She wanted to resign from her job. And I'm like, now's the time to jump. Like, you have all these opportunities. You're going to get more as soon as you leave. Like, you just need to jump. So from the moment I left that meeting until I went to my office space to go work, my wheels in my head were like spinning so fast. And I'm like, I need to create a program called Jump. And I need to create this based off of my book so that I can help you get to where you want to be in life, whether that's personally or professionally. And I say these things all the time over and over again because it's what I truly am passionate about. As a personal growth and productivity expert and somebody that is so obsessed with getting you as organized as you possibly can be so that you can, like me, become the most productive version of yourself, I'm obsessed with this, truly obsessed with this work. And I haven't ever done a group coaching experience. And I'm like, oh my God, now that I have this studio space, like, why wouldn't I do something like that? And I also want women to be able to come to an environment where they feel safe and comfortable and be with other women that want to do the same, that are having the same issues, that want to become the best version of themselves. Because if it wasn't for my group of other entrepreneur friends and business owners, like, I would not have survived the last few years. Like, we have calls every week just like for survival. Like, we have our bitch fest and we rant about stuff, and then we, brainstorm and throw ideas out to each other and one another, because we need that support, So I wanted to create an environment that would also offer that kind of support. So that's what Jump is all about and how I created it. And I really want you to just stop feeling like you're stuck, and we're going to get through the roadblocks, because I literally just went through this myself. So this is how ironic is life. You need to get your mindset right. You need to make sure that you're going to feel good in your body, because if you don't get your head right and your mind right and your body right, like feeling good, you can't really help anybody else. Maybe you can, but it's not in the best way that you can. See what I'm saying? If you are looking to get more organized in your business or in your life, this is exactly what you're going to need. And it's not even $100. It's $97. My hourly coaching is $300. So you're saving $500. You're becoming a part of a positive and uplifting group of other women that want the same out of life. And also, you're going to get a copy of my book. You're going to get all my productivity, my organizing tools, my Excel documents, like all the personal growth and productivity tools that I've created. You get all of that for free as well. And you get one-on-one coaching with me. So it's going to be a fun time. I know it's 12 in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time, but if you want to bring your mocktail, your cocktail, your glass of red wine, your green matcha, whatever you want to do with your notebook and pen, and we are going to have so much fun together. I'm just really passionate about this and excited about it because it's something that I know is needed because I'm hearing it from people, especially on my TikTok and my YouTube and Facebook. I mean, honestly, all my channels. But it's for women that are probably at least mid-30s that are feeling like change needs to happen. And then you're stuck, you're like, I want to do this, but I want to get there. Like, I'm going to give you every tool that you could possibly need in order to become the best version of yourself so that you can do what you want out of life. I know that I got a second chance at life to create all of these things to help other women level up. I know that I used to redo my bedroom every month when I was a child and organize it because I have this creative mindset. And now I use it in business and with the show and when I write. And it's just like, I'm so lucky that I have that. So why am I going to hold it inside? No, I'm going to continue to create things so that I can help others, just like you. So it's going to be Sunday, October 15th from 12 to 2 Pacific Standard Time. The link to sign up, it's only $97, will be in the show notes, and I'm going to cap it. So if you're thinking about it, just do it. If you need a payment plan, just let me know. You just need to jump because life is too short for you to be twiddling your thumbs and, journaling about shit. Like, now is the time to jump and get shit done. And this is why you're also getting a free copy of my book because it's going to explain to you and show you even more ways on how you can become the best version of yourself and the most productive version of yourself. Like, it's just so important. But also, some key takeaways from today's episode is that I want you to know that, obviously based off of my own personal experience, you need to take time to rest and heal. I've realized, especially from listening to Mel Robbins' book the other day, Reinvent Your Life, seriously go listen to it, it's so good. This past year was for me to heal, but also rest. Like, I took so many breaks from the show and so many breaks from writing and clients to just, be. Like, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I'm going to cough again, sorry. And I didn't realize I needed that. I didn't even realize what was happening until after the fact. And I've lost almost 40 pounds because I am sitting and reflecting and doing the work and eating the veggies and going for the walks and healing my body. And I'm telling you, half that shit that I lost was stress and trauma and inflammation. And it's just out of control how your body reacts to stress and trauma. And as soon as you start to heal, weight comes off. It's so crazy. I'm doing a lot more research on this, obviously, for other episodes, so I can bring on an expert to share that, because obviously I'm an expert at my own situation, but not overall. So I would love to bring some experts on in that department. But I know from my own research and obviously everything I've been through. And then when you take time, either in the morning, I'm always preaching about how important it is for a morning and evening routine. Journaling and getting your thoughts on paper, you've got to write shit down. That's why when you come to Jump on Sunday, October 15th, you are going to bring a brand new notebook. It cannot be used. You're going to go to the store and buy yourself a brand new notebook and a cute little pen, whatever you want to use, or a pencil. I love Blackwing, to get shit done. This is going to be a new chapter in your life, so you're going to need a new notebook to start fresh. This is something I've always done. And if you want to get a new journal at the same time so that you can, journal how you're feeling throughout this next chapter of your life, go ahead and do that. And it just feels good. But by the way, Target needs to step it up with their journal and notebook department, because I own all of them. Where are the new designs? And then also something for you to take away from today is goals. Set up goals, realistic goals. Just take it a day and a week at a time if that's more realistic to you. Right now, I want to buy a new car. I want to find a new place to live, but I still cannot visualize where I'm going to live. I'm obviously back in Nevada. My business has been moved here. Everything is in Nevada, but I need the ocean. So I need to save up some more money so I can buy that oceanfront property. But am I going to stress out about it every single day? No, but I am going to do the work every day to make little movement, some steps in that right direction. But I still can't see, visually see where, and I've told this story a million times as well. When I was sitting in the chemo chair, and I wrote about this in Everything is Messy too, I would visualize myself on the beach, and then I put in the work. I got myself healthy. I realized that I needed to find a specialist, and that's what originally got me to San Diego, because I had to go to UCSD for a specialist to prove that I wasn't sick. That whole story. One more cough. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I visualized myself being back on the beach, and I made it happen. Now I just wanted to heal and feel good in my body again. So I've put in the work and I've made that happen. But now, at this very moment, I cannot see where my next home is. And if you are feeling stuck and you can't see, because I always talk about manifesting and visualizing, but what if you can't fucking visualize it? What if you can't see that? And that's been a huge thing for me over the last year, is I can't see it. And then I get frustrated, so I can't work towards it. So I just tell myself, take it one day at a time. Sorry, 1 week at a time, and things will fall into place the way that they should. And right now, my health, that was priority. So I'm working on that. But you just need to make little micro choices, micro decisions in order to then get to the macro, the bigger picture, right? So that's what I'm working on. And that's what I'm going to be sharing a lot more of in Jump, the life coaching event. And what else before I go have a coughing attack? I'm so sorry. Lastly, what did I want to share with you? Oh, when it comes to reinventing your life, I've pivoted, I've rebranded, I've done all these things, and I know I keep saying I've always put a lot of pressure on myself, but there's no rules. And I say this to everybody all the time, especially when it comes to podcasting. I mean, look at Alex Cooper. Look at what she just did with her brand, her network, and her show. It's unreal. And you're trying things out to see if they work in a specific way. There's no rules. Just be as creative as possible. The best businesses have come out of things that you needed to create because they didn't exist. At least mine have, and a lot of my friends have. We're creating things that help others based out of a need, and because we're so passionate about it. So find your passion. If you're stuck, come see us and come be with us for Jump, because you will find a passion. You will work through the healing and the trauma, and we're going to all come out of this in a united front and just all feel so much better, because one, we're in a group setting and it's going to be so much fun, but because we're going to go through the motions together, and I am going to coach you through every single thing. And then we can even have more coaching after if you want. It's totally up to you. But for $97 in 2 hours with me and a group of other like-minded women, it's going to change your life. And I know this because I've already done this on smaller scales, but now I'm I want a group setting. I want to help more in groups. And it's just more fun when you have a supportive system. And I think that's what a lot of people need right now. And so that's why I created it in this format. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then I'll go back to my one-on-one. But something was telling me, create a live group coaching session. So that's why it exists. That's why I'm so passionate about it. That's what it's going to be about. And thank you for listening. I wanted to share a little personal health update, and I'm getting over this cold, but I wanted to do a more personal episode, because the next episode is going to be more about business specifically. But the whole purpose of the show is to, enhance your mind, make you feel good in your body, be organized, whether that's personally or professionally, and just overall come out after hearing an episode saying, oh my God, I'm so glad I heard that today, or I needed to hear that today. I needed that story. I needed that stamp of approval. That's the purpose of me sharing this on every show, or sharing an episode every week. And over the last 6 years is to help you, the listener. So if there's any topics that you want to hear about, any specific guests you would like to hear a story from, I actually listened to almost 3 hours. This is very rare, but I don't know. I really need to hear the conversations with Bethany Frankel on her show with Needy Leaks, and what they're doing with the strike and writers and their whole reality union that needs to happen in Bravo. And I was just like, oh my God. So I actually listened to 2 of those episodes last night. And is that like my normal content? Like I would know. But I love Bethany Frankel and what she's doing for reality TV and the writer's strike and all of that. I am really passionate about that. I mean, I'm a writer as well. And I have a lot of friends in Hollywood that are affected, actors as well. So I wanted to really hear their spin on it. And those are 2 of the best housewives, powerhouses that haven't really shared things specifically about Bravo Andy and Bravo and contracts and money and all of that. So like I really wanted to listen to that. So I think it was almost 3 hours last night. So I was doing all my end of month numbers and organizing and preparing for the week. I always do this on a Sunday, or sometimes I even do it on a Friday or Saturday, depending on how my weekend is going to be. But I always plan ahead. That's one thing I want to leave you with is just find a way to get organized in your personal and professional life that feels good to you. For me, it's at night. This is part of my evening routine. I always need to be prepped so that I can plan ahead for my week. This morning I was talking to my friend. I'm like, what kind of dinners do you want me to make? What kind of food do you want me to prep? I need to know in advance so that I don't go crazy. That is my way of being organized. It goes in my planner. Once you're in my planner, it's happening. So we went over like a food menu and like all this fun stuff. So anyway, if you have any questions about like recipes, or you have to like pick my brain a little bit about podcasting or leverage your LinkedIn, or how you could actually leverage your LinkedIn, because I'm working on a lot of LinkedIn profiles right now, but also on your own time, you could go to kellyannecares.com. And like I said earlier, go to the subject bar, type in LinkedIn or podcasting, and all those episodes will show up, and where I share with you exactly what you need to do in order to do that. But lastly, if now is the time in your life where you feel like you need to make a change, where you're sick of being in a rut, where you just want to meet new people, or you need somebody to tell you how it is so that you can become the best version of yourself, you have got to sign up for Jump. I'm telling you, I've put my heart and soul into this live coaching event, and this is exactly what you are going to need. And for a $97 investment, it's going to change your life. I promise you that. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have to share today. Thank you for listening. Go rest, go heal, go journal, go organize your life, make a list of things that you want, and bring them to class on Sunday, October 15th for Jump. I will see you there. Don't forget to check the show notes, because that's where all the links I mentioned will be. Have a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in to Kellyanne Cares, a one-of-a-kind show created to motivate, stimulate, educate, and inspire you. And I hope that happened for you today. As I mentioned in the intro, I would love your feedback on today's episode. Head to Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app to leave a review for the show. I would truly appreciate it. For more information on myself, the show, my book, and the programs, products, and services I've created, visit KellyanneGorman.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the podcast community, and check out the brands I'm currently loving. Let's continue today's conversation. You can connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Kellyanne Gorman Official. All my other social handles will be available for you in the show notes. If you have a product, brand, story, or service you would like to share on the show, send me a message on KellyanneGorman.com today. As always, thanks for listening, sharing, and reviewing. I wouldn't be here without you, and I'm so grateful I get to do what I love each and every day. Wishing you a happy, healthy, positive, and productive day, and I'll talk to you again soon.